Hello, everyone. Hello, guys. Hello, listeners. Hello, guests. I said guests. I don't know why I said that, but welcome to the Nigerian Abroad podcast. Welcome, guys, to the Nigerian Abroad podcast. And
Thank you.
it is Teachers' Day, guys. Oh, Teachers' Day is Teachers' Day. In fact, it should be Teachers' Days because
We should be celebrated every day.
bro.
Every day.
So
Facts.
I decided to do this episode because I met Joy in church.
Okay.
By the way, I've said her name, but you know the guest I have here. And I don't know, how did we meet? On Instagram, but
It
how?
was
Like,
on Instagram, so I have this teaching page.
yeah.
And then I think I saw your post. One of your posts came out as suggested.
Oh, yeah.
And then I think I saw you said something
Half
about
term.
teaching or half term. I was like, oh, I'm following this
Yeah.
person. I'm following this
And you were
person.
like, I was just like, wait, oh, she too? Okay. Okay, guys, as you can see and hear, I have guests on the show, and I'm going to focus today's episode on Nigerian teachers in British schools. Like the experience, it is something that I feel like Nigerians abroad is just a thing.
It is, isn't it?
Nigerians in British schools is a thing. Yes, Nigerian students in British schools is a thing. But then
Yeah.
you're a teacher, so you are like, you have authority and you are in this weird space of, you have a way of doing things back home. And then you come over here and you're like, why did you just ask me why? Like,
What is happening here?
you can talk back. So, yeah, that's what this episode is going to be about. But before we get on with it, I have a tradition on this podcast and I'd like us to in back. I think you've done that, but we'll go
Okay,
again.
I'm interested. I want to know
Yeah.
what's this tradition.
So you tell me your name
Yeah.
and what Oyinbo people call you.
Okay.
And then to add a twist,
Mm.
since we're teachers, what do you think, or have your kids ever attempted to pronounce your name and what they call you?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Who's going first? Me?
You go
You
first.
first.
Okay, so I'm Adeoye, but my kids call me Miss Adeoye or Miss Adeoye
Wow.
or Miss Adeoyin. I'm like, where is the N coming from? There's no N, but I understand. I think it's the syllable. They are not able to amalgamate E and O together because it's not phonetically correct.
I have a
So, the
question, like a
blending.
theory about when somebody says a white person is not able to pronounce such names or they don't have the syllable in their head. We know how to an extent, we know how to pronounce other cultures. When I say cultures, I mean nationalities. We know I think our brain is open enough to accept that. Because I can tell somebody, my name is Ijeme.
Yeah.
And they're like, Ijeme. I'm like,
Ijeme.
but
They just blend
I
it.
said Ijeme.
Me. Yeah.
Ijeme. I need to understand that concept, like, because it is like, okay, they're not able to grasp it. But why?
I think it's because we've learned English as a first language. So when we were born, like when we were like 3, 4, 5, we've had the A, B, C, D. So we understand how each alphabet makes up the letters. But here you are telling someone to join E and O, and it's not, what do you call it, a diagraph? It's not the diagraph they're used to.
Really?
Used to, yeah.
Really a teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like, how can you blend E and O or O and E?
And they
Like,
learn by sounds.
By sounds,
That's how
yeah.
they learn to read.
Just like if I say my name's Nkechi, they're like, Nkechi?
yeah,
Yes,
so
because
they're trying to like
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
All right. What do
They
Oyinbo
understand
people
the
call
C and K, like neck.
you? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
C and K, so it's a
yeah,
K.
so yeah.
yeah.
But when you say NK, like how?
For like my surname now is Ayomide. KH. You know the Edo names are KH and all of that. So it's like, I'll tell them, they're like, huh? Like,
Yeah, they're separated.
or either they do that or they say Ayomide, or that's if they even pronounce it Ayomide or Ayom. But I've never heard anybody say that. In fact, it's more Nigerians I've heard to do that Ayom than Ayomide.
Yeah.
And they're like, Akum. They can't even do the, because the ION is like shun for them, like, so
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
correction and all of that. So when they see
So-
the ION together, they can't
Fair
do
enough.
Aeon, they do Akin.
So they
Kenbari.
like they're splitting all the syllables to
And
try
it's
and
like,
get what
bruh,
you're.
it's not an English name. Anyway, back to the point. Sorry for cutting you.
No worries.
What do Oyinbo people call you?
Taiwo. So for name, because it's Taiwo, so
Yeah.
they say Taiwo. And I'm like, it's it's not a W. It's not U. It's not WUU. It's WO.
Leo.
Yeah.
So it's Taiwo or Taiwo. Like, why is there so much?
How did we get there?
Yes, why is there so much pizzazz?
What
at
does
the
that
end?
mean? Like,
Taboo.
woo.
Double O.
Okay, moving on. Miss?
My name is Ayomide Adeyemi, and first of all, because they didn't get my surname right, I stopped them from calling my surname because I've heard Adeyemi, Adeyami, different pronunciation.
These are the kids, right?
No, even colleagues.
Oh, colleagues.
So I just say stick to Ayomide. Ayomide was also very Ayomide. So they say Ayomide.
That makes
Do
sense.
you have any Ayomide?
Yes,
Ah,
Ayomide.
that's a good one.
Ayomide.
Ayomide.
Yes, Ayomide. I was like, okay, stick to Ayo. But Ayo is Ayo.
Ayo.
So now I know when they say, I just give up because
Yeah.
this and the children say Miss Aya.
They start putting the letters that were not there
Yes.
before.
Yes.
Do you know one of my biggest regrets since I'm moving to the UK regarding my name is not putting an English name in my, because I have an English name, it's
Yeah.
Grace, but I was of the opinion, I was like, no, they should know how to pronounce my name. So I had the opportunity WAEC when I was registering for WAEC,
Okay.
and I was like, okay, what do you want as your first, middle, and surname? So I was like, no, it's going to be Ijeme Nkechi. I came back. To be
Very
fair,
patriotic.
Ijeme is not
Very
even the full name.
Absolutely.
Ijeme is Ijeme Yahweh.
Okay.
Oh.
Nkechi is Nkechi Nyerem. Akyomba
Ah.
and Akyomba was really long. So, but I had to shorten it because it was not going to fit into the number of characters I needed.
Yeah.
But now I'm just like, should I just go for Grace? Grace
And
is
make
so
it
easy.
simple.
No, but I also feel like they need to make effort.
I'm
For
tired, though.
instance, there are some parents that will say to me, this is how my child's name is pronounced.
So
And
if-
they're gonna stand on it like you have to. So there are some children like I'm trying to like make
Yeah,
an
yeah,
effort
make
to
an
get
effort
it
to get
correctly
this-
because they just keep going back and forth and say you need to get it correctly. And I feel like they also need to try to make efforts with time. But I mean, I've given up. Oh, I
See,
can't.
Even I landed, when
I'm
I
tired.
started work at the current school I'm at, I just told them my name is IJ. The mistake I now made was I said IJ, but how they say IJ is different. They say IJ. So I said IJ, and
yeah,
they're like
fair
IG,
enough.
and I'm like no IG. Like
IG.
so, it still took a good 5-10 minutes of me correcting them.
Yeah.
Then my official school email was now IJ Barry, and I'm like, no, my name is Ijeme. I'm just making it easier for you guys to have that name. And I'm just like, this thing with my name, I can never. I was already even experiencing it in Nigeria. First of all, having an Edo name, being Edo in Nigeria is already something because your name is already. And I was Edo in Nigeria in Kaduna State,
Oh,
where the Hausa people were. I called too many names. Did you read things fall apart?
I did.
Yeah.
I used to get called Ijeme Funa.
Okay.
Wow.
A lot, yes. And then there's so many
Just
things.
it's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. And I was just like, so I kind of already built a thick skin regarding my name. So I would just tell people, Mom, my name is this. Just call me this. And people are like, no, they should call your phone. I'm like, I'm tired. I've been
You
going through
actually
this.
get to that point where you're just like, you know what?
In
As long as I
Nigeria.
know you're calling me, you
Yeah.
want
But yeah.
my attention is fine.
All right. So before we move into the episode, I want you guys to tell me what you do officially. I mean, we know you work in education, but tell me where you work. Starting from you, Tai.
I'm a primary school teacher, obviously. Being here, at the moment I teach year 2. I teach all the subjects basically: maths, English, geography, history, design and technology, music, everything, guided reading, phonics,
Wow.
the whole shebang, the whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah. What else about me? My first degree is in mathematics, and I specialized in mathematics.
I already
for-
see places I'll be sending my children to
For
do.
my PGCE
You can,
as well.
You can like
Well,
go
yeah.
do some. You need to solve math problem.
You know,
I've got
when
an
I
answer
stepped
for
into
you.
education, I was like, okay, maybe I would like to look at the teaching route and stuff. So most of the courses that had funding was maths, physics. I was just like,
But I do exactly.
I was gonna even do physics in secondary school. Well, like,
Sorry, oh.
let
first
me
of all,
start
you
with
studied
maths.
maths in university. Why?
Those are the things that. Okay, I was gonna do architecture, but someone
She's
discouraged
in that
me.
line.
Someone discouraged
She
me, and
knows
I didn't go there.
So you went for maths.
Yeah, I think I picked maths. My second choice was physics, but I'm glad they gave me
Look at me, we're
maths.
looking at ourselves. Me that. Even to calculate my tax, I'm just like, okay, wait. So this time is this. Okay, they paid me
You
right this time, they
get
paid me
no.
right
I
this.
used to go and meet my husband. You
you-
know
I'm
numbers.
not going
well.
for myself. When at the end of the day, once I say good night to the kids, I'm supposed to add how many children we have. in
How
this place.
to
I was
make
just
sure
like,
everyone.
don't trust myself. I'm not carrying my calculator. Okay, I got it today. I'm just like,
Yeah.
but yeah, Ayo.
Hi everyone, my name is Ayomide. As you know, I work in a nursery school currently, and I'm an early years practitioner, basically.
EYFS.
Yes, please.
Shout out
This
to
is
them.
the hero.
I used to work in the
Jesus
reception.
Christ. Early years.
Yeah.
Bruh, fam.
It's wild out there.
Anyway,
Well, respect. Well done. Honestly.
Emperor, the conqueror, champion.
He's here.
Anyway, so me, I am Ijeme. Sorry, Ijeme. As you know, I work in a boarding school as a house assistant, and actually, I used to be a dancer because I don't even know where I am that one. But apart from that, what else? Yeah, the boarding school is a bit different because it's one of the, I don't want to say exact thing, but people into sports and arts and all of that and stuff. So their timetable is very different from an average boarding school. So they have to fit their training into their learning as well. So there's a lot of care that goes into that, and so that's what I do. But
Well done.
Yeah.
It's not easy. Secondary school, that's a big one.
Jesus Christ. Sometimes I have to ask myself, was I this stubborn as a teenager? Because I'd be like,
Excuse you?
they're like, one day one of them was like, Miss, we are children, you need to allow us to be kids. I was like,
Okay, I'll allow you. That's fine. It's all right.
breathing. There's so many breath techniques I've had
Yeah.
to do since I
Yeah.
started this
Tell
job.
me about it.
But okay, let's just get into it. First of all, what would you say was the biggest, first, let me not say biggest culture, let me just say the first thing that hit you when you started to teach? Let me just start. Did we all teach back in Nigeria? Or did we all work in education back in Nigeria?
I volunteered when I served.
Oh, okay.
I did a lot of volunteer
Yeah,
work.
to
and-
be to be fair, the average Nigerian has some teaching experience thanks to the NYSC because most of us like not work our service. We're posted to the village to teach,
Yeah.
and also
I did work after my NYSC.
you did work.
I did work in Nigeria.
Okay,
you work
okay,
as
yeah,
a
okay,
teaching
yeah.
assistant?
Yeah.
After, okay, you actually, okay,
Yeah,
for me,
but I had to leave afterwards.
okay.
But for me, I actually volunteered because I was bored during NYSC.
My own is related
Wow.
to that actually. So, NYSC, I feel like every aspect of my life is just weird. So my NYSC, I was posted to Adamawa State, but insecurity issue at the time. We had our
Okay.
camp in Kano State. Shout out to Karaye, folks. We had our camp in Kano State, literally 20 minutes from the actual Kano people.
Okay.
And then all of us were granted automatic relocation if we wanted. And so I opted for that, but my mom was like, we're not working this for you. You need to learn some responsibilities.
Yeah.
Most of my friends, their parents worked it out for them. They had money to work it out. So they got posted to Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt. I got posted to Benue State.
Ooh,
And
Benue.
then,
I'm actually half Benue. I'm actually
really?
Yeah.
Really?
Where are you from, Benue?
other local government.
Okay, wait. I served in Oju.
Okay, I don't know what that place
Oju is Oju.
is. Fair enough.
So I was posted to Oju. That's like 2.5 hours away from Makurdi. Then my place of primary assignment was a college of education. So it was quite good, but I was bored because they were always on strike. I was literally next to the registrar every 5 seconds, and the man was never around. He would travel. He would so literally, I had time to do
Anything you wanted.
Guinea, but I was in a very bad headspace generally, and I was like, I want to do something to distract myself. So I went to meet my local government councillor, that's what they call it there. And I was like, I want to change. She was like, you know how many people are wanting to be in your position? I was like, I want to teach. And also because that college of education, they will not pay you till the end of your service year. So they will keep your salary. And I was like, I need money now, man. Give me the money. So I got changed to a secondary school. And that's when I started teaching. So because I wanted to teach. Now I regret that.
What did
decision.
you
I
teach?
should have
Though? What subjects did you teach?
I taught, because I studied international relations and political science in university. So I taught history and government.
I was going to say
Yeah.
that.
That was the only thing,
Yeah.
or social studies or something like that. So that was my experience. So in fairness, we say we have some classroom experience. After NYSC, I started teaching ballet in some secondary schools in Abuja and Kaduna. So I don't know if that counts as teaching in.
It does.
Second-
It does
okay.
count.
It does
Anything
count,
that
'cause-
you instill knowledge in, or you,
Okay.
yeah, it does count.
I'll count it as that now.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
because I'm
add it
really
as your
thinking
experience.
My teaching practice, I can also count that.
Yeah, actually, okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the average Nigerian, if you've done NYSC, you have some teaching experience. So my question now is, what was the first thing that jumped at you and you were like, this is not Nigeria? What was that first thing? We'll talk about other things, but I want to go first.
Let me go first. I won't say the usual thing that everyone is expecting me to say. I think for me was the high quality education. It was just so immersive and in-depth. And I think it took me back to imagine if I had the same opportunities. And I know where I would be right now.
Yeah.
And because this year, what are you telling me that in year one we're doing think pair share, and we're trying to talk about a fact, and we're trying to build opinions. What do you mean? Because from when you're young, you're just being talked at. This open this page, do this.
Yeah.
They're like, we want to know your ideas and your opinions. Okay, write on the mini whiteboard. Okay, write your own sentence. If you don't understand, the teacher will come to you. Imagine if we had all those same opportunities.
That's
and imagine where we'll be now. So it's the
I
high
find
quality
myself
education.
thinking about the fact that, so I'm on the fence with this thinking for yourself, because I think of my Nigerian background, so I appreciate how much we let the children want to think, because there are certain things in my life that I feel like I need somebody else to give me validation for before I do it. And
we
that
have to build critical thinking.
But
from
right
early
now,
age.
if a child, I remember there was an instance, something had happened, and then we had said, okay, this is the sanction. So one of the students just came and said, I think we need to talk about this. I mean, first of all, we're like, bruh, the thing is bad, don't even think about it. But then I had to think about it. I was like, I never in my wildest dreams would be able to stand up to an adult, not even disrespectfully, but just to say, can we talk about this situation? Even now, sometimes, I'll just be like, okay, no problem.
Yeah.
And I think that building is just like, to a certain level, sometimes it can cross into disrespect and all of that. But I feel like, I saw this post and they were like, allow your child disrespect you to a certain, not in that way that they'll be talking bad at you, but if they have the opportunity to speak up for themselves, they then know that they will speak up in life. Because if you always talk to them and always speak at them and they're like, okay, quiet, one day something will happen in school, and then because they are pushovers and they can't speak up for themselves, they will just follow the crowd and probably get into trouble. But if they're able to stand up and say, no, they've been practicing it at home. If it's out of line, you stop them and you correct them. And like, okay, this is out of line. I respect you for saying this to me, but this is out of line. When they build that, basically that work that muscle, like always speaking up for themselves, in situations when they become their own people, they become people of their own, and they're like, okay, no, I don't want to do this. I'm going to stand up. I'm like, I'm not talking. I'm not saying it. I'm there. So yeah, so that aspect, sorry I caught you. Well,
you're absolutely right. Even in class, and we're like having conversations. Now that I'm a teacher, I think actually yesterday, I think I said something, and I was communicating with the child, and I just thought to ask him. I said, excuse me. I said, oh, are you upset? And he said, I am. And he put his head on the table, and I stood up because I work with some of the SEND children, so I stood up. He is high ability, so I went to the back and I said, I'm sorry, I apologize. Is that better? And he was like, yes. But he still put his head on this table. And they were like, oh, sorry. And I was like, leave him alone. He just wants space. And then I went back to where I was. And I think about 15 minutes later, he came to me and he said, it's okay, Miss Adio.
That's they used to forget.
Yeah.
They forget that they're angry with
it's
you.
Okay, I forgive you.
No, my own, they don't say it's okay, but the next day, they don't be like, miss, I need some biscuits. I'm like, I thought you were angry.
That's gone. That's
they just forget. They actually just forget. What about you?
Oh, I think, like Tai said, I'm not going to start with the usual one that we'll talk about. But I think my first shock as well when I entered was like, look how much we put into letting these children learn something through play. Because the whole learning through play it was a big shock to me.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean we want to teach them numbers? Why are we getting, like, food materials? Initially, I was like, this is waste. But at the end of it, like, I can see that play is children's work. And for you to get them to that point where you want them to get to, you need to actually meet them at where they are, which is
meet them at their level.
Meet them at their level. They want to play. And I think there was something that when I was doing one of my trainings, and the person said that, like, don't let children, we want children to learn too much too early. Like, you want them to be able to know 1 to 100, you want them to be able to know multiplication table,
Yeah.
everything back to
Your
back.
times table to 12.
Yes, like, calm down.
Fair, I
They're
still remember it, but I don't know what
children.
I'm using it for now. But
Because I feel like we also, back home, a lot of us were eroded of our childhood.
Yeah.
Play is children's work. We
Yeah.
just want to play, but like, you're giving us serious work back to back, back to back.
Yeah.
There was no space to even be a child. So for me, it
But
was
the
a
law
lot of
the law of Nigerian parents understand what being a child is. Like, that aspect, like what does it mean to be a child? Because there's that conversation entirely, but we're not going to that.
yeah. So for me, it was a lot of culture shock. Also realizing that, like, we're actually learning to play. And for me, I'm like, I wish they taught me numbers like this. I wish I get it like this.
Not
Like,
with
we use
cane
language.
and-
Exactly. Not we like, you must know it. Do what I
Yeah.
say. You know, like Taiwo was saying, you know, they have opinion. We'll ask them, okay, what do you think about this thing? When we read books, you ask them questions. You give them room to actually think.
Comprehension, inference
Yes,
skills, building that up as
yes.
well.
So
Absolutely.
it was a lot of shock for me, actually, and making me think back at my own childhood and just wish I was taught like this.
We relate in that. We
Yeah.
relate in that.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
me, I think my biggest shock was actually this is literally the same thing, but more onto the first bit where you said the intentionality that is put into education, like child safeguarding. Is a thing. I mean, I think every time I won't rant, but I would express my shock and surprise to my colleagues, and I'm sure they'll be like, "Who be this one? Of course, this is normal here." But I'll
You're
I'll be
"It's
saying
not
to them like,
normal."
"You don't understand." Something as simple as a fire drill.
Yeah.
I was like,
Lockdown drill.
and because it's a boarding school, we do something called the early hours fire drill. So maybe they have to get up at like 7:30. At 5:00, we know we're doing a drill. So the child,
Yeah.
the youngest child knows what to do, and that point they have like
that's
it has
year
become
7
yeah,
child,
year
yes?
7 years. So they have muscle memory for
Yeah.
that and all of that. I was so blown. I still am so blown away
Yeah.
by that fact, like the intentionality, like insert training day, for instance, like 1 week before school resumes,
Yeah.
we are already here. Okay, I was saying to my sister that I know every child before they have resumed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I know their needs.
I know their name. I
I
know
have to-
exactly.
Yes.
You know what health needs they have.
Yeah.
You know what has happened in their past school. You know their scores. You know everything, because we will sit down for hours and we're looking. I'm just like, the intentionality that
Prepare
goes
health
into
plan
it.
for them.
And every time I talk about it at work, they are looking at me like, "Girl, where did you come from?"
Like, it's the same thing. Yeah, like I've already met Mike, so I'm teaching year 2 now. I'm going to be teaching year 3 in September, so I've moved up. And the kids, we've done a transition day already. I think that was last week.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's already settled. Everything has
Yeah.
been planned. Home life, how they are, ability
visit.
level. I
Yeah.
even know that before. Excuse me. I already know that even before I even put a name to the face.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then you can say hi to them on the corridor so that they get accustomed to you.
I was even like, we are school nurse. Like, the way they looked at me, I was like, they're like, yes, there's a nurse, because they even complained that no, there needs to be an overnight nurse. I was like, you be thanking God you have nurse. So
Exactly.
you have
Yeah.
nurse. What do you mean you have the whole physio team? Like, what? Like,
I think for me, you know, when I first started and when they complain about, the budget is so tight, we need more funding, and I'm like, this little funding that we
This
have, if I take it to Nigeria, we will do wonders.
Wonders. I know.
and sometimes I have to stop myself from comparing, because I remember speaking to one of my colleagues and she was like, "Look, it's not enough." I'm like, "What do you mean it's not enough? What? This? He says no. He says no. We need it. This needs to happen. I don't understand the nonchalance of people. I'm like,
What nonchalant?
what
What are you talking about?
I said people need to spend 1 day.
They
But
can't
to be
survive.
fair, what she said was they had gone on a school excursion to Finland. Finland apparently pays their teachers the highest.
Yeah.
But apparently the route to become a teacher is like 7 to 8 years. So
It's
of course,
long,
of course.
yeah.
So they say the threshold is between 3 to 4 times what a UK teacher gets at all. So at first she was like, how come they get this? How come they get this? And I said, okay, 7 to 8 years, okay, fair. It actually tracks and all. But generally,
yeah. And I think they don't even do like full-time school. I think it's half a day.
I don't think they
Isn't
do.
it half a
Yeah.
day, like to 12? I'm not
think
sure
they do.
about
see,
it.
who was I saying this to? Like the UK, don't get me wrong, I'm very happy to be here. But sometimes I think it's just a lot of rep that we have because some other countries are doing so much better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like it's just, oh my gosh, the UK is so fancy. Like I think a lot of countries, cost of living wise, but that's not what I hear. Let's focus on what we're going to before everybody now start
We have to
ranting.
celebrate teachers.
Yeah, exactly.
To celebrate teachers and all. So one thing I wanted to go into was the discipline system here. And I mean, we agree that there is a level of intentionality on the care of a child and everything. But I know that we have thoughts about how discipline is carried out. And what would you say if you could change one thing from like the discipline system in Nigeria and the discipline system in the UK? What would that be? What would you take from Nigeria and bring to the UK? What would you take from UK and bring to Nigeria?
You go first. Still thinking.
I'm also still thinking. But I think for the discipline system in Nigeria, it's more authoritative, right? Like, you dare not look at your teacher in the face, who born you, and say no. And I think the way we address situation when things happen, because now when I think about it as like being in a classroom, if something happened now, I'm trying to deal with it, deal with the situation, deal with the problem, and not necessarily attack the child, right? We're trying to talk through, have conversations, which I think is not bad, because from conversation, you can help the child, like, see, what have you done wrong? What do you think you could have done better? But I do think sometimes sometimes you should be able to face consequences of your action, and it's not just face the wall, or we don't even face the wall. I just feel like there's no I don't know.
Yeah, I don't buy that. I don't buy it, but
right form.
So I actually it happened to me, so I feel like I can actually talk about it. So I experienced a somewhat microaggression from a student. Like I've experienced it from colleagues and all of that, and that has been sorted and all. But I experienced a microaggression from a student, and what had happened afterwards was just a conversation with the student. And I felt like that was not enough because I'm like, this child is old enough. It's not a child that was in year 7. This was a child in year 11. So I was like, this student should have been held accountable a lot more.
Face the consequence.
And the reason I was given was more or less like, oh, the child might be on the send list. We need to take it easy. Oh, the child has got GCSEs coming up. Like, they gave like a lot of things. And I'm just like, I understand that I'm this child's carer in this state. And I'm trying to separate myself from the individual that was microaggressed and the person who is caring for this child. So, of course, I have my own feelings and all and stuff. But you're not helping this child in this situation with just saying, oh, we've just Googled the word, what he means. He understands that this is not a good word. And that's it. So basically like a slap on the wrist and you move on and stuff and everything. What measures are you putting in place for this child to understand that this word was not okay to be used?
No measures at all.
No, exactly. So it is like, oh, I guess we're going to have a conversation. And that's one of the things I feel like private schools, they're very, very lenient with children and stuff and everything. So I feel like on that level, most of what happens is usually we'll just have a conversation with the child. I agree that could work in a very minor issue. Like, you need to understand that this thing you said to me was not okay, or this thing you did, why do you think you wanted to do it? And then you have a proper conversation. But to a higher level thing, and I said to the boy, like, if this was not this environment, you might not get this reaction from me. And the reason why you got this reaction from me is because I am your carer. My first responsibility is to look after you. So I have to separate my feelings and make sure that you are okay in the first instance first before I start to think of, oh my gosh, how do I feel about this? And that was what happened in that moment. And that was how it was supposed to have been treated as supposed to. This was this, and a lot of excuses were made and all of that stuff. So That's how I feel about
I'll
it.
give an example, like you were saying, and it just makes you feel like you can't try this rubbish with me if we're in Nigeria. So after my surgery, when I went back to work, we have a child that is quite like is on it, and then they always have something to say about the needs and everything, behavior. And I remember this day, this child was just like kicking off, he started punching me, doing everything, swearing at me. And you have to self-regulate. You know that thing of check your own emotions, be able to self-regulate. Like, as much as you're doing, like, I really want to, like, boy, Simba Mue.
Guy.
But in that instance, I
You
have
can't
to
do
like
that.
just call another adult. Like, can we swap? Because I can see that my
Even
tension
reacting
level.
is,
I'm
yeah.
getting. You can't.
You can't even react.
Yeah,
'cause
and some of these children want to get reaction from you.
they do.
I have lots of 3 years old, 4 years old that they know what
They
they're
know
actually doing.
They want to know how you react, and if you do
Yeah.
react, they keep doing that. They keep feeding that.
Yeah,
that
and
thing.
you can't because then it will be like, oh, you couldn't regulate your emotions and all those other things. So you have to like be careful to protect yourself as well, because at the end of the day, we are here to protect the child.
We are.
And
yeah.
at the end
Children are
of
the center of everything.
Yeah,
they
the
are,
center.
they
So-
are.
We have to be
Because that's the
constantly
most
reminded.
important
Yeah.
thing. So you have to remove yourself.
put
You have to
yourself-
separate yourself from
Yeah.
that, from
Yeah.
that situation and all. Separate yourself and your feelings and do the
Yeah.
job that you were
Yeah.
called to.
And at the end of the day, it's just like, oh, he has a pathological avoidance, something, and I'm like, there's always something attached to this at the end of the day, and you're just like, right, there's really nothing I can do at the end
Yeah.
of the day. You're even lucky if you get a sorry.
My good sis. And me,
Don't worry,
I
just
did
be
get
happy.
sorry, so I was just like, okay, fine.
Oh, my
But
own
actually,
sorry, like, sorry. They're not even looking at you. Say.
I got
Fair
a
enough.
written apology. What about you? What would you say?
What would I change? Okay, you know what? I'm going to compare. You know how we had our parents or like elders had this stare.
Yeah.
Oh, I do
This
that.
stare
Oh, I'm
does.
teaching them
This
now.
stare does
I
wonder.
do
It
that.
did
Yeah.
wonders in Nigeria, and it does wonders here.
Ah!
So I think even when they've misbehaved, because obviously children behave differently with different adults. So sometimes, maybe I have a PPA cover. Someone has covered my classroom. I've gone somewhere in the staff study to plan lessons, and then they call me and they're like, "Oh, something. Please, can you come?" And I just go into class and I'm like, and all of them just sit. They're like, Miss Adioye, they were actually not listening. They're all pretending now. When you want to leave the room, they all don't do anything. If I come back, but yeah, I think the teacher stay it does work for me.
Yeah.
But I think I had to build it for like 2 months. And then I think another thing I do too is, if I usually have monthly talks with them. So
Okay.
if they're not listening and it's been like for a week, so I sit down in the morning, we've done the register, I sit down. Okay, guys, we're gonna have a conversation. I've tried everything. So I do bad cop, good cop.
Yeah.
So I said I've tried everything and it's not just working and I'm getting upset. So what do we need to do? What's happening? Is the work difficult? Has something happened at home? Are you guys not sleeping? What is it? And they'll be like, sometimes I just think that the work is so hard. But that's why I'm here to help you. I just think that sometimes it's just and then we have a conversation, and if there are things that I can work on, or the things that they can work on, that's fine.
Yeah.
And then I do reward them. Sometimes I buy gifts for them at the end of the term. Or
Reinforcement.
I do that.
They love it.
Positive reinforcement, and I
Yeah.
do this. There's this class dojo. They get points, and then I usually say the person that gets the highest point gets to have the first pick of the gifts.
I feel like
So
every
I
UK
lay-
school does that starting.
I
Yeah,
know.
we
We
do.
just
We do.
need to just get them
They
to
love it.
Yeah.
But obviously, I usually buy not just. I don't buy like chocolates or anything. I buy like this like things that they like those little things that they can paint on, or like different things that they really like, or toys.
You know, I've noticed
little
like
educational
toys.
things.
kids listen to you when they respect you. They care about your
Yeah.
opinion. So that thing you mentioned about like sitting down and talking to them. I tried something one day, which I never actually tried. I'd never tried before. I'd never thought about it. But I'd seen my supervisor do it, and I was like, okay, I'm going to take. Because I spoke to her, I was like, this was my first year. I was like, I don't think they're actually listening to me, and I don't want to revert to like, not yelling, but actually like being firm. I want to like get through to them. And she's like, try talking to them, like just speak to them and tell them how you feel.
Yeah.
So that day I was just like, you guys, I'm really tired today. I've had a very long day, and I just want you guys to go to bed because I'm not feeling so well. We just listened and then just went to bed. They're like, oh, miss, we're so sorry. Like, we want you to feel rested. Really like you. We did. I said, huh?
Yeah,
So you
sometimes
work, you know.
effective communication works.
Yeah,
It
does
works.
It
Like,
does work.
No.
Like-
Also, my one is not even teacher. My one is African mother still. Like, and I didn't even need to train. I
Yeah,
just
so no, me,
one of
I
the
taught
boys,
them.
his mom is from, no, his dad is from Guinea or so, and he was like, Miss, my dad does that to me too. I was like, of
So
course,
you
you know,
know.
you recognize,
You recognize the stare.
I think me, I also have to like say it to them. So when we have circle time, I say, if I give you this look, I want you to sit up. If I do this, I want you to be
Yeah.
quiet. So they know when we're going anywhere, we have to go on a, like go in a line or something. My line is always quiet, but let any other person
Any
lead them. Because there's also reward.
The line will just be, everybody will be
Exactly.
looking somewhere else.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I'm also very dramatic with the reward. Because I say,
Oh,
oh,
yes.
guess who's gonna be my line leader? And they're like, I want to be your line leader. I want to be your line leader.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I need to see that
Healthy
you've been.
competition.
Yeah,
They love that.
yeah,
nonsense.
yeah.
They love
So,
that.
There's something I want to talk about actually, and I feel like you both will feel very strongly. I want to talk about send. And so first of all, that video you shared on the group, I don't know if we should watch it now so that I'm playing the video too, but we just know what they were talking about and stuff. So a lot of Nigerian kids, when they move abroad, get diagnosed with ADHD, autism, or something within that spectrum. Dyslexia. To be fair, dyslexia is a lot more widespread anyway.
Yeah.
Like, why do you think that is? And for me, what I think it is actually, before I say my own point, I want to hear what you guys think. But why do you think that is? As people who have seen that, you've seen it in its OCD. First of all, can I just say that all these people on Instagram that are saying, "Oh my gosh, I'm so tidy. I've got OCD." You don't. Being organized does not
different,
mean
yeah.
that you have OCD. OCD is obsessive, compulsive.
There's a compulsion. in there.
Like, do you know compulsion? Obsessive, like, I saw one boy. This boy has to. So let's say he's making notes in class and he makes a mistake. He needs to erase it. After he erases it, he has to write dot. Erase it. Write the dot again. Like, it's a compulsion. You keep doing it. Repetitive behaviors. You have a pattern which you walk. One day I was trying to put the kids to bed and I was like, okay, you need to tidy your rooms and all of that. And his shoes were not together. I wanted to carry it and put it. His roommate said, Miss, don't touch it though. This is how he leaves it, like one step, so that as he comes down from the bed, he'll just step 1, 2. And that's how he wants it. So it's not aesthetic. It's not OCD. It's like, oh my God, I'm so organized. I'm OCD like that. It's not. Just don't say it.
and I feel like they're just trying to call something that they don't understand. You
They
think
don't know
it's
it.
cute. It's not cute.
It's not cute. It is a disorder. This is in the name. OCD. You're saying it to your mom. Anyway, sorry. What do we think? Let's go back. I just get.
Let's see.
What are your thoughts?
I'm not of the opinion that children are being how do I put this?
Like they're just being labeled.
So this is not I'm coming. Just hold on. I'll get there.
We're here.
Okay. Back home in Nigeria, I'm not saying it's I don't want to put the statistics and say it's 100%, but back home, we don't really have professionals that have specialized
That's
in
true.
maybe dyslexia or maybe Asperger's syndrome or ASD. We might have maybe a collective one, or maybe they are, and I didn't know when I was back home in Nigeria. But I find that when we come here, like, there are some things that parents and carers have struggled with back home in Nigeria, but because there's no name to it, they just say,
maybe
maybe
you're
my
stubborn.
child is
Yeah.
like this.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Just
he's not
quiet, he's
listening,
just this,
and
yeah.
he's just always tapping his legs and moving around.
Yeah.
So because it's not something that, we usually go to the doctors when we're not feeling well. Nobody really goes because you're not sitting
Also,
on your chair.
because it is seen as a mental disability in quotes.
So yes,
So
you don't
it's-
want to be labeled as that.
anything mental
Yes.
is like it's possessed.
Yes,
person's
and then
possessed,
there's
God
that
forbid, bad
African thing where
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't want
So like,
because
and
yeah.
if somebody thinks of autism, they think of the extreme bit of non-verbal or
Yeah.
something like that, and which is still another aspect of it. But somebody can be quite verbal, vocal, have a normal life, but have a different way of thinking because their brain functions
So
a different way.
different way.
Yeah.
And they can be like, okay, you have been diagnosed with ASD, and the next year, an African parent can be like, God forbid, you don't have autism,
Yeah.
but you need to understand it, you need to grasp it, and all of that and
Yeah.
stuff. So yeah, I actually do
Yeah.
So,
agree with
yeah.
you.
I think it's this diagnosis. Like, of course, I have African parents sometimes, or maybe even other ethnicities, and we're talking about situations like this. I say actually, I think it's a good thing that we're able to diagnose them so that we
Thank
can give
you.
them,
know.
so we can give them the
Exactly.
right
the right
needs.
care.
The right
For example, even if
support.
it's let's not even talk about ASD or dyslexia. Let's even go into like speech therapy, for example. It's like, oh, the way the tongue is, it's not. We need to be able to do speech
By the way,
therapy.
so
Be able to do speech
yeah.
links and catch it early. They are 6, they are 7. We can catch it early.
Yeah.
There's no need just putting a veil over our eyes and pretending that the problem is not there.
Yeah.
It will still be there even
Yeah.
if your eyes are covered.
Yeah, and my own perspective, why I said we should even talk about it is because I've seen way too many parents say, oh, they're just trying to label our children, and then they refuse support. And after a while, when they realize that actually there's a problem, then you're coming back again.
Help me,
And then you forget that, like, there's a long list. It's not only your child.
It's not only your
And
child.
for you to be able to get them into all that support as well, you need to provide evidence.
Many years.
Yes, all
I
these
think,
things.
I think
Yeah,
for all
so
these things, it's like 3 years, isn't it? In
yeah,
3
it's a
years,
long
2 years
wait
is
as
waiting
well.
list.
It's a long wait.
It's a very, very long wait.
Because
actually.
we had one instance, like at my place of work, like we could see from these children that like the signs, but the parents were like, no, they don't have it, blah 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 blah. And by the time they started taking them to church, and then they realized that their children actually
Were
quite different. And people started like suggesting to them, do you want to get help? And then they come back to school. But listen, we need to like be able to get more evidence to be able to like support you, getting on the right support. So at the end of the day, if you are refusing, you're dragging like a lot of steps
true.
backward. So I always say to parents, like, if we're saying there's a problem, it's not because we hate your child. It's also because we care and we want to be able to provide the right support. So let's get it early. I used to say to people, I know you're a believer, accept the help, go and fight on your knees. So that's my own. I always say accept it. Don't say no to the help. If it's a speech, they have speech therapists. Like, let him attend the speech therapy.
Okay.
Like,
I'll say two things. So for the speech therapy thing, I was born with a lisp, and I had a stutter when I was. I had a stutter when I was younger and all of that. Nigerians don't think of it as anything. It's just, oh, you speak with your tongue, that's it, and it's fine and all of that. I'm grateful it didn't really affect me like that. So I wouldn't say I grew out of it. I just taught myself to speak without it and all of that. I feel like if I had speech therapy, I would, not that I speak bad, but I feel like I would speak better because consciously I have to be aware and alert if I want to speak. And if I, let's say, let myself go, I either fall into a stutter or I fall back into the lisp. It's still something that was there and all of that stuff. So things like that, actually, people need to. But there's a level of, how do I put this? Let's appreciate what God gave us anyway, that Nigerians have, that sometimes it's just something that can be corrected or can be sorted out, all of that. So that's one aspect. The second one is, I completely agree with that. Okay, sometimes parents need to be open and aware. But what would you say about, let's say this new couple, maybe 5-6 years into their marriage, they have a 5-year-old. They just moved to the UK. And so this child is very comfortable with Nigerian accents, Nigerian languages, and all of that stuff. It's now new into this environment. So you're in a classroom, your teacher is speaking, obviously, in a British accent. All the kids around you are in a British accent and all of that. Naturally, you would be slow at first. You're adapting, you're quiet, you are curious about your environment and stuff. There have been cases where that child, first few weeks of class, has then been labeled as sent special need or something because they're like, he's not catching up. Of course, he or she is not catching up because it's a new environment. They need time to adapt and stuff. So do I believe that, I believe that everybody is on some level of the spectrum. Like, nobody's brain functions the same way. There's a level that we are all like adjusting to and stuff and everything. But on this instance of a child, like, I feel like there should be a grace period.
So this has
before you
happened to
say
me
this
before.
child is
This has
is
happened
on
to
the
me
spectrum.
before when I was working in a primary school and I was in reception. So this couple had just moved, and the children have lived in Nigeria like practically all their lives. So one of the things I said when we had the meeting and they called me was like, oh, you know how they say, oh, we have a Nigerian teacher, blah, 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 blah. So when I had the meeting with the parents and the teacher was like, oh, they've been quiet. And I said to them, of course they'll be quiet. Because first of all, where they're coming from is different. Like, let there be a grace period. Let's see. Because again, they will have to like, you want to test them to see the right class to put them and everything. Let there be a grace
Also,
period.
that class thing. Okay.
Let's test them. Let's see, like, give them that time to also, settle in. Because it's not just they're trying to settle into a new society and also trying to settle into a new classroom, make friends. So just give them time. And I think over time, after a while, the children really just came out of the shell and they were good. So I feel like parents, if that's the situation, just ask for a grace period. Let's see this for like, okay, this term. And if they're not coming out of their shell, maybe there's more. And I believe they don't just label them, they do test as well. So,
but even the tests, like, it will still be on that level of the child is still adjusting. So it's still like a new situation. So maybe still the grace period first before you're like, okay, let's do this test and all of that. Because I'm somebody who, after actually seeing that spectrum exists,
it does.
Like, so I'm not even against it totally. I'm just like on the wrongful label because this child is a new. There was one example, a friend of mine was telling me that. So they had just moved, and then this child obviously was falling behind in class because it's like 6-7-year-old, and it's still like, what's going on here? And immediately was just like, I don't even think it was tested. I need to get the facts right, but he was taken to that class of special needs, and apparently, I don't know if that is a UK thing or is that city. Those people don't get like the same academic opportunities as the ones who are deemed normal and high achieving and all of that stuff. Exactly. So maybe if they're doing something, what we do like in common entrance or something like that, the parents don't get the whole alert. Okay, we're writing common entrance in this month. Let's start preparing. So the mother of the child now like saw on TV that okay, they have written the exam and all of that and stuff. And then she called her teacher. And why did you tell me? She was like, oh no, these people in this class don't write the exams. So I'm like, you're already setting them up for like low level jobs or low opportunities or something like that and stuff. So I'm like, in that instance, this person coming from Nigeria has not even been given the opportunity to thrive or blossom or something, and then this has happened and stuff like that. So it's just, send is anyway. So
can I touch upon what you said about so in my school, and I think even in British schools where opportunity to teach so many ethnicities and a lot of immigration, people are coming from different places. And in my school, I think past 3 years, I think I've had a handful of people from different countries. So usually, or rather, in this current school I'm in, we usually give the grace period of sometimes weeks, months, it depends. But when they come, we check. It depends on the year group I'm teaching. We try the phonics screening check. Obviously, if they sound it correctly, if it's CAR and they say car instead of car. So it doesn't matter, but we try like the phonics screening check. We give them maybe just an example. Maybe we're talking about a book and they've come in the middle of term. Oh, this is what we're talking about. Can you read this line? So, like we're just doing like little assessments here and there. Can you read that line? Okay, what does that say? Can you infer? Can you predict what's going to happen in the next story? So we are kind of testing them just in-house. Okay, where are they? So we do that one-to-one. So we don't, of course, put them in the class and we ask them questions. But they are shy, they are scared. So we have that one-to-one. Okay, can you do this? Can you do that? And usually, if it's a child that maybe a child that is from from Brazil or something, usually we get people that may be kind of from that continent or maybe around that place that can help. Because I remember when a Nigerian came into my school, I think that was in 2021. I think I was even student teaching at the time. And they said, oh, there's a Nigerian teacher, like what you said. And then I spoke to her, and then I think she just kind of calmed down.
Yeah.
And she was able to speak. When I started speaking, because I wasn't speaking clearly, I just asked, so how are you? How is this place? So is everything okay? She was like,
Exactly,
this
yeah.
place is very...
So you
Yeah,
just
she was like,
calm
very
down and
comfortable.
all,
She was
yeah.
like, it's true. So and we talked and all, and she was like, okay. I was like, okay, so but now you have to go back to your class. But if you see me along the corridor or anything, I'll just say hi to you and all. So I think having that one-to-one, trying to test them, see where their levels are, because I believe that as teachers and people working in education, we can kind of tell.
You can
Yeah.
tell, yeah.
You can tell, say, okay, this person didn't read that
I think-
sentence, so they need to be in this place and in that place.
I like the fact that some schools are actually intentional, and I'm not going to say this that what happened was what all schools happen.
Yeah, that's what
that was
I
just like
said,
a
that
one-off
it might be
experience
that
or
school,
something. Or
yeah.
because I've had some of my colleagues say that some teachers, like they all they want to just collect their salary and go
Yeah.
and all of that. And
Absolutely.
yeah,
bare
but
minimum, isn't it?
I'm going to talk about one experience I had. Maybe both of you said, okay, we're like, there's a Nigerian teacher here. So, when I joined my own school, this girl, she's mixed. I think her mom is from Europe, one part of those European countries. I'm not sure yet, but her dad is Ghanaian, and I had my afro like in this pineapple hairstyle. And then I was my glass and everything. When the mother came, the mom is white, and she came, she saw me and she was like, "Oh my God, you're here. You can be doing my daughter's hair." And I was like,
What?
Not a hairdresser.
I was like, "No, thank you, no." And I think one was even close to a little bit of harassment because everything that has to do with that girl did more message me, like something that a child, like another teacher can do, another boarding house staff can do. This woman will email me. So she had a little bit of eczema. She was like, no. Is that Nigerian one that will do it? Is that one from Nigeria? I said, I beg you, I don't want to touch your daughter. I said, please, the nurse, this is a medical issue. The nurse can handle it. So why do you think I should do it? And all that. So I'm glad people have had good experience. Yeah, no,
I think,
absolutely.
the thing, I think for me, I'm looking at it as a compliment because she's like, look at your
Like
skin.
you can, this person can
your skin.
understand
I promise you
better.
that one was not.
Skin.
I promise you. You know when you've handled some parents, I promise that one was not.
True, Sha. Yeah, I think for me, I
How
get
can my
more
daughter
of
have this
like you
perfect
can
skin?
understand. Yeah, more like you can understand my child's struggle. Like you can.
Yeah.
I've had that kind of experience.
You
like,
guys are
please
so
you.
nice.
Yes, we have to, you have to, as educators, we always have to look at the good
Yeah.
parts.
Oh my
Why is this
goodness.
child, on my case, but not on someone else's case? They
I
do
know.
like me.
Mm-hmm.
They believe that I can impact them. That's what I'm going to look at.
One thing
Yeah.
I want to talk about is I did not know so many allergies existed
Thank you.
until I started, like, not even that, until I moved to the UK, until I started working
In education.
in education.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, obviously, no not. So, like,
Yeah, it's
No, no,
like
not,
everywhere,
yeah.
nationwide.
Our schools
No
are
nuts.
no,
No nuts.
they are not free.
I
That's
just feel
it.
so,
That's
yeah,
what-
yeah,
Ours
not
not
free.
free.
Free
We're
schools.
not free school. So, but I was just, something I was just like, someone say, I can't have this, I can't have this. I'm like,
Yeah.
and I have to think about it myself. I'm like, did we have this in Nigeria, or is this an environment thing? Like, I don't remember anybody. Let me say I don't remember. I'm not well traveled in Nigeria, so I don't know. But anybody having like an anaphylactic shock. I know that people have like rashes, but we will not deem it as serious enough to tag it as an allergy.
Maybe they can
Yeah.
have like strawberries and
Yeah.
some fruits because
Yeah,
it
yeah,
causes like
Swelling.
swollen
Yeah.
things,
But
but not something
Trust me, I don't
physical.
think I would not have cared if I had something so because I'm eating. I'll just be like, okay, it's swell up, I need to go back down. But
I think that's
I like
our
something that's very
Nigeria.
sweet.
That's our exactly.
but something as serious as an anaphylactic shock
Yeah.
from an allergy, I don't know if it is like I can't imagine not eating groundnuts. Sorry, peanuts.
Fair enough.
Well, yeah, like, how did you react the first time? You're like, okay, this allergy.
I felt like my brain wanted to burst because I started in a reception class. I had 30 children. Like out of that 30, I had like 15. Now we had too many. Can't have this.
And their file
Can't
is
have this
very-
milk. Can't have this. So we had different like there are one page profile of what they're accepted to do, what you cannot do, what you cannot. I felt like it was just too much. I just want to teach, but there's so many things that come with teaching.
No,
right?
I do say that teaching is, you're a teacher, yes, and that teaching is usually 40%.
Yeah.
You have to learn so many other things.
Yeah.
Behavior, you need to make sure that their health needs are met.
Yeah.
Mental needs,
Absolutely.
communication with parents and carers.
Yeah.
There's so
And
many
then-
other things.
Yeah, I have meetings with nurses.
Yeah,
I told you
yeah.
now, this last session, like this
Speech
session.
therapists.
Yeah, speak exactly. This last, I had to go on the training for diabetes because I have 2 children in my classroom that have it.
And then-
So it was
Lots
a
of first
shock.
aid training.
Yes, yeah.
Step up, step on.
Just
When I
realized
did
that-
the EpiPen training, I was like,
bro, that EpiPen training is just every time. I'm just like, so you want me to stab? Like, and they say yes. They say hold it.
Hold it.
And-
And you have to do. You can't make a mistake. You have to do it the right way.
And like, if they're wearing jeans, I'm like, my mind is not thinking if they're wearing jeans in that moment. I'm just like, this child is dying.
Yeah, I just need to rescue
Yeah,
them.
I
And
need
the
to
fact that
rescue
you're
the child,
the responsible adult, you need to do
Even
the
when I
right
had to go
thing.
for a first aid training, I was just like, oh my gosh, this issue is getting real. Or like, true.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
I
and
know
I'm,
I'm getting-
and I'm
it's
set.
like,
I'm like, okay.
in theory,
So, what
it's
are we
like, okay,
doing?
I've taken it in, but you
Yeah.
know, a lot in emergency, your mind is not going. You're like, I have to save this child. Like,
Yes.
bro, like I work in boarding, so it's a lot of overnight calls. And all the times now I'm like, I'm
Yours
going
is
to
even
A&E.
more intense.
Yes,
God-
yours
Because
is
for
intense.
us, they go home at
Yeah.
night.
I'm all the our
I'm just
children.
trying to,
oh.
like
Yeah.
the hours that you are here. Like I just need to make
They
sure.
are
that
Everybody
our
make sure
children.
you're fine.
So like I've had to go on a lot of overnight visits to A&E because a child has like, thankfully it hasn't been anything so dramatic, but it was still something that needed A&E and stuff. And each time I'm just like, I have to. I'm no longer like you're just teaching or whatever it is. Now your parents are not here because your parents are in Scotland or something. So I'm stepping in for your parents.
As
By the
their
way, I've
parents,
experienced so
your
much
carer.
racism because I'm a black person having a white child, and I'll get to first time they were like, so can you prove that you're with this child? We look at the child. Is she with you? They were like, yes, she's my house parent. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to need your mother to call and confirm. Like, the mother is sleeping. What is your problem? The mother is in Japan. You know, like, you know, the time difference. Like, I've gotten a lot of that back and forth, and I'm just like, calm down. Just
Yes,
every
the
time I have my
evidence.
ID card, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, one woman saw the ID card. She was like, I'm going to call the nurse in school. I'm like, just say, please give me your number. I said, I'm not comfortable giving you my number. I can give you the number of the school, and then you can call and confirm about me, but I'm not comfortable giving you my number. She now collected the school, and I said, I'll need your own name as well, so that I will also
Let's
like
all know our
report.
names.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's all know our names since we're all mad. Since we're all mad. But yeah, boarding is it's very tricky because the way the rota works on my team is every night you're on, like, every week you have a day that you're on call. So let's say, for instance, if I'm on Monday night, for instance, so every Monday night, regardless of whenever I finish, whenever I'm starting the next day, if a child wakes up at 2 a.m. with stomach pain and they are dying and they feel like they're dying, they pick up and they call me, and then I have to go there. So you just have one night a week that you're not sleeping well because you're like, they might call me, so you don't sleep fully because you're like, okay, I'm awake now. Am I really awake? Am I really asleep? And I don't sleep
Yeah.
till like 1 or 2 because in case there's usually first set of calls that come in, and then I can now go to sleep, and then emergency can come like 2-3 a.m. or something like that. But bro, man,
And
It's
it's
usually
That's
never
full
leave.
on. That's full on.
never
Yeah.
leave.
'Cause
This
yours
is
is
why I
different.
get my day off, guys. So nobody should hate on me when I get
Wait,
my
wait, how many days you get off?
1 day off a week.
I know. Do we like her still?
You know,
I don't know if
I don't know.
I promise you. I think when I had to explain it to somebody, who was it that stayed in my house? I had to explain it to somebody, and they're like, I thought you would just be chilling, no, because there was one day that I had to go to A&E the night before my day off. So my day off was literally just spent recovering from spending the whole night in A&E, and I was just like, it's not really a day off. I'm just sleeping, really just sleeping and all. But yeah, education, working in education
a
is
lot more than just being a teacher.
You, uncle, you just, no, I cannot do early years. I cannot do early years,
A
my
lot
dear.
more.
Honestly,
guys, both of
early
you.
years is
Because you guys are the extreme ends.
we are.
And I'm just in the middle there.
And then
Holding
you're
my
teaching a
peace.
whole class. You're teaching maths, English. I don't think I have energy for. Anyway, it's time for our game.
Okay.
I'm calling this game "The Nigerian in Me Wanted to,"
Okay.
and then I will just give you a couple of scenarios, and you tell me what you did because you are here. You have to do that, but in your mind you're like, all right.
Okay.
The first situation. A student tells you to shut up in class. Like, you're talking and they're like, shut up. The Nigerian in you.
Did I do that in me? I want to give you one knock on your head.
For some reason, I said, I hope it's not me you're speaking to. I become dramatic. It has to. It's, it's someone at the back. Is it me you're speaking to? No, it can't be. You must be joking, right? And then I think, yeah.
Okay. For me,
I get this every time.
You get. Sure.
Literally. Stop talking to me.
Okay, the next one. A student calls you by your first name.
They do.
No.
You know what? My own, they used to start to get away with it. They be like, yes, is it Ijeme? Like they want to start to say it.
So they're acting like they're trying to pronounce it.
Yeah. Well, I'm just like, oh my God, I don't even have energy. Like, I'm too tired. It's like 10 p.m. I need to go to sleep.
That's it. It's just like, I think I don't take it personal anymore. Because I'm like, you call your mother, what's your mother's name? Jessica. Jessica is coming to pick me up.
You're calling your mother that's fine.
Exactly.
Who am I?
Fairs.
Taiwo, anything.
All right.
Taiwo, anything.
So, let's just imagine that you work in boarding school and it's your night on call. And then you get a call at like 2 a.m. and the child is crying and they need you and all of that. So, you cross all hoops and get to them. And you say, oh, I just had a nightmare. That's why I was crying. What did you do?
What was the nightmare about? How do you feel about it? Do you want to maybe go back to bed and see if the nightmare will continue or start again? Or
I'll give you
who are the
more reasons
characters?
to
You know what?
unpack
I'm going to make it a teaching experience. I said, okay, so let's infer.
Yeah,
So
see how far
because
sleep
you've woken up now, what could happen if you continued to dream? But I think I'll just start joking around because that's the only thing you can do so that you're not tensed.
Do you know that
I do that a lot.
when I started at this job, so before I was with the senior kids, I was with the junior ones, and I used to get a lot of calls about bad dreams. At some point, the house mistress was like, anytime she's not really talking to the new student, she'd be like, no calls about bad dreams. She said, the phone is for emergency. She was like, I don't even know if this was true or not, but she was like, there was one time a student was calling about a bad dream, and then another person was actually in pain, and we missed that call. So don't, if you know that you have bad dreams, don't call me.
Serious
like,
matters only.
Legit. That's what I got the call, and this one was like, there's fly in the room. I'm like,
No. Open the window and hopefully it flies out.
Bro. And they will not tell you what it is until you go there.
No, they
So-
won't. So you know.
All right.
You have to quicken your steps.
I feel like they like us too much. Because sometimes
You know what? Thank
Fair.
you.
they do
I
like
think
us
maybe
too
they just want to
much.
see your face.
Yeah, they do. Because even when I'm
I
on
don't
my
want to
lunch,
see them. Like, I
Even-
don't
That woman, that lady is really kind.
I beg you, please, I'm not.
I mean, I've had children say to me when we go like Saturday, Sunday, when we come back on Monday, I really missed you, you know.
Really?
And I'm like, did you have fun?
Don't
Did
you have fun?
Like-
Did you go to the park? Or, I don't know, what did you watch?
I feel
some
like
movies?
they do like us. Because sometimes there's sometimes just like, is it only me that's here?
Guy.
You know those
Jesus
Velcro
Christ.
student things?
Yeah, it's real.
It's real. On when, what am I saying? Let me try to remember. On Wednesday, so on the Tuesday, we had done the transition. For some reason, on Wednesday, they were just coming close to me. And they'll be like, Miss Adi, I'm like, what? Personal space? What is
No.
What? Why are you here? And what is it? I
How
had
are
like
you?
8
Okay,
children. 8 children
Me.
around me. I'm like, okay, I
Me, if
understand.
I'm
What do you
having-
need?
Guy, if I'm having my time off or something, I'm trying to just take a walk around and maybe them to the actually outside. Just come to me, miss. I'm just like, sometimes I'll just do as if I'm never hearing them. And then when I'm back, I thought they'll be like, miss, I get the feeling that you don't like having us around. I'm like, you're
Who's
right. But I was like, I'm keen. I was like, so I had to now say that was my time off.
Yeah.
And I would just like to not do anything because I don't think students understand time off.
They don't.
Once they just hear an adult, they just say, I need this. And you have to now say, okay, can you look for this other member of staff? This is not me working. I mean,
Especially-
obviously, in times when it's like an
Usually break.
emergency.
Yeah, it's my lunch break.
I literally had I literally have only 3 minutes to myself during break, and break is 45 minutes. I kid you
Guy.
not.
No, yeah, I'm just like,
Or when you go for
don't
your
talk to me. Don't
PPA.
talk to me.
They'll just start calling people.
Don't talk to me.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
Like yesterday, I worked because I walk the children to lunch, and then sometimes when I'm coming back, and then I'm just hearing like humming, and I'll see one of the kids, and I go, "Why are you here?" Okay, I want to get my water bottle. Okay, walk back. Oh, yes. So then I don't still feel like going outside and playing with my friends. Okay. Then I see like 7 children knocking on my door. I'm like, guys, it's not safe. It's safeguarding.
Yeah.
Just go
be
outside because the
outside.
door is
Yeah.
always locked.
Yeah.
Just go outside. So, but I want to tell you something. You need to tell an adult
Yeah,
outside.
outside,
And then
yeah.
when we've all come in, then you can tell me, but, and they'll stand on their tippy toes because
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
later. Or
goodness.
sometimes, usually I say, okay, I'm coming. And then I just stand up, I go outside, make sure I'm outside with them and say, okay, what is it? I just wanted to stay with you and hold your hand. So that's why you got me to stand up.
No.
Okay, let's go
Me-
outside together.
To an extent, there's an understanding of personal space because I work with teenagers and also, oh my gosh, they just want to be on their own and all of that and stuff. But when they need some, like, I feel like there are teenagers with the minds of children because there is a sense of, you still have to have a sense of responsibility and looking after you. There are certain life skills you learn
Yeah.
and cleaning up after yourself and all of that. So those ones we're trying to teach them. Oh yeah, do this. You soon live on your own very soon. Oh, this is because you're in boarding school and your house mothers are helping you with this. Do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. And I feel like one, because it's a private school, so they are somewhat a little bit privileged.
Yeah.
Two, we are so caring that we're just like, let's just do it. But in my head, I'm like, I'm really caring for helping them to do it because most of the time I'm just like, yeah, now it needs to end.
Yeah, we need to build that resilience
This
Yeah.
guy.
and independence as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. I have one. You see a student walk past you without greeting you.
Does happen before.
It happens.
You feel like all of this happen with you.
Does happen
Do you know,
before.
I've gotten to this point where I don't even mind again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like-
I feel like that's how.
There are
Man,
two,
to be, I'm going to come from another angle, and I think it's because we are educators. I just excuse. Maybe they haven't had a good morning.
yeah.
Exactly.
Maybe they are thinking of something. Maybe they haven't done a homework.
Oh,
or
you don't know what's happening.
you don't know what's happened at home.
Apart from
So I
that,
just
me, it's not even
Yeah.
that. I'm just like, do you, boo? That's your own. I don't even, I'm not like, I'm trying to think of when I started. And I was still
And
fresh
now,
of Nigerian
yeah.
knowledge. I'm like, at the age past it, not greet me. Like, I'm just
Say,
like,
excuse you.
But now, just sometimes they won't look at me in the eye and walk away.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I see you. Me too. I don't even want to talk. So just be going.
Yeah.
Just be going.
if
just
it's
be
a
going.
greeting,
Yeah.
I don't mind because they might be going through something.
Yeah.
But usually, because you have to do something for the kids to copy you so that they know to do it. So for example, if I'm just walking past and I hold the door, and the kids are, because I try to imbibe the culture of
Yeah.
kindness and helping each other. So if I hold the door and the kid just walks past, so excuse me,
yeah.
I say thank you.
I've held. I don't say thank you. I say I've held the door for you. I don't even say what should
What
you
do
say.
you
I've held the door for you.
And
I promise you, my children will be
Oh,
like,
thank you, miss.
and they'll just walk away. I promise you, my children will do that.
you always
No, it's teenagers, so
They're just
fair
like-
enough, understandable.
Oh, there's one. You just be like, well, you didn't need to hold the door for me. I promise you. That's what that boy said.
Oh no, and legit, fair enough.
I mean, I
didn't
just
have
like,
to, yeah.
They didn't ask.
I was just
If
like,
they asked
you
and
know
you
what?
did it and they didn't say, yeah,
like, you
thank
know
you.
what?
That's
Okay.
something else, isn't it?
fair. I'm like, na me, open door for you, but
It's okay. It's fair enough, understandable. I'm just
Okay.
a far too kind. What can I do? I can't help
bruh.
it.
So I want you to think of the most crazy experience you had teaching in Nigeria, and then try and put that situation in the UK and talk about what you think the repercussions will be. Like, they say, oh, I beat this child or something. And if you're in Nigeria, if you're in the UK, what will happen then?
Okay, so a situation that happened, an extreme situation that happened in
In
Nigeria,
Nigeria,
and you take that same situation and put it in your
Yeah,
in a
yeah,
UK
yeah.
school. Okay.
I can go.
yeah, easy have stories.
During my teaching practice, I taught SS2, and I remember, I think I gave them assignment or something, and it was time to the mentor teacher then, like my mentor as they call it. So she had said if they did not do the assignments and everything, the punishments they have to go and cut the grass. So it's a public school, guys. And when I stepped in, I was like, oh, who's done the assignments, collected everything? The people that know, they just walked away. They don't even wait for me to say anything. You just see there. Some people went through the window, some people went through, and I was just standing there like, what? But if I try to bring it into the UK, what would I do now? Have conversation. Because at the end of the day, what's the consequence? I don't know about primary
Definitely
school,
not cut
secondary
grass.
school. No, exactly, definitely not cut grass. Maybe they miss their break or something. Some of them don't
Detention.
even want to go outside for
Or
break.
Because it's
gating.
cold or hot.
Exactly. So because it's too hot, like I'd rather stay inside this AC or this fan.
Yeah, and I can
What's
do some
the-
coloring.
Exactly.
But they like
feel
colouring.
that's why I feel like the consequence sometimes is something that they still enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't feel like they're facing any consequence. Because for instance, if I tell them, "Oh, you're gonna miss out on something," like I don't even want to be there in the
They
first
don't
place.
actually, they just want to
I'll
be
be
on
like,
their
"Oh,
own. Yeah? Ayo.
I like how she just put it there. That she just sneaked in the first name. Like, that's
yeah,
what they call
like
me.
I don't even want to
bother.
be there in the first place." So
Alright, do you have one?
You know the funny thing? It's actually the same consequence. So I think I was teaching, was it SS3? It was during YX, so that's GCSE's equivalent in the United Kingdom. But
by the way, sorry to cut you short.
yeah,
Which one do you think is harder?
Wayek.
GCSE and YX.
Yeah.
Wayek, eh?
I
But
also
not in
feel
Wayek. Not in Wayek, Neko.
Neko.
even-
Neko.
not even
Exactly.
Neko was
Because
another.
Because when
Don't even.
I used to work in primary school, the way
Neko
they
was
add
hard.
YX,
GCSE and they
ah.
make it, I'm like, listen, we did it.
Neko YX.
Why?
Sorry to cut it short.
Why do you think so
But
many
yeah.
schools have to do expo?
No, Neko was hard.
Yeah.
I know a lot of
was
people
hard.
that I know a handful of people that use Neko to
Even
enter
jam that
university.
was multi-choice was still hard.
No jam.
Ah,
No jam is there.
exactly.
Yeah.
Then post
That's why they put
jam.
cut off.
Yeah, because
post jam is
because I
Yeah,
feel
over
like
there.
the way there's so much hype about they're writing their GCSE, they can't do this right now. I'm like, listen,
Like,
we
bruh.
did. I'm a
But
shit
to be fair, let's
YX.
be honest. To be fair, GCSE GCSE is hard.
It is
It
hard.
is hard.
But it is hard to the level they've put themselves to. Like, I don't want to say I like a couple of things about the UK education system, but when I was, one of the roles I had to do before I'm doing what I'm doing now was like RGA, resident graduate assistant. So one of my job was to be assisting in class and all of that, and I'd be in the English class, and I think it was year 8. What we were teaching them in year 8, we were doing it in primary 5. Like, yeah.
So wait,
We're doing it in primary 5, and I was like, I learned this. I learned how to write letter in primary 5.
Yeah.
Formal, informal letter, the greeting,
Yeah.
how you sign off. Which I was like, and I'm like, I understand what you mean by to them it's hard. But if somebody has reached all the way to SS2 and they come here in SS3 is even year 12, SS2 is year 11.
Yeah.
They come from SS2 and they write GCSE, they will pass with flying colors.
Yeah.
Unless if
Yeah,
they
because
use
we
the
even
same-
write GC in SS2
yes,
in Nigeria.
we do that. They actually do that.
Yeah.
So
I
on
know
a level,
GC,
I
I did
agree.
WAEC, I
To
did
them, it would be
NECO.
really, really hard.
Yeah.
But the what's the word? The expectations we give ourselves in Nigeria is a lot. It's a whole
So
lot.
yes, I do agree with you, because you know that thing that you said, that we're always aiming for high achieving things and trying to get 4-year-olds to learn numbers 1 to 100
teaching them
and
too
multiplication.
too early.
So I
yeah.
believe that the UK system has been able to make sure that the content that they are consuming for
That's true.
education is appropriate for the
their-
age.
yeah.
Okay,
So because we've
okay,
been
okay,
exposed
okay,
to
okay,
really
okay.
high level things.
Yeah.
Because they expect the high level
Yes,
exams
because
and stuff.
in
Because
year
what
4,
am I writing? WAEC, NECO, JAM,
GC, I wrote
post
GC
UTME.
SS2.
and then I
It's
start
a
to
lot.
travel abroad.
yes,
It's a lot.
even remain in Nigeria, why we doing, you say you want to do WAEC, then you say you do NECO. Is it not
Yeah.
okay? Let's say you want to do NECO because someone feels WAEC.
I feel like
Then
I've
you
never
do
seen my
JAM.
NECO. If my NECO
Then you
comes
do
out,
post UTME
UTME
for each university. Why don't
university.
we have just one
see,
that works for
I've not seen my
everything?
NECO result. But that NECO result, I know I failed that thing. I know I failed it. I just especially maths.
I did pass everything.
Sorry, but especially maths. Because that day, the day before, there was like a whole Boko Haram stuff in Kaduna State. So I was just like, yes, they'll cancel the NECO. They didn't cancel it. The next day we have to go and write. So I was just like writing out of fear.
Like, oh gosh, I need to just put in as much effort. I know my WAEC, I'm gonna pass, but
Yeah,
But
so
yeah.
sorry to cut
But
you.
Yeah.
yeah. So I think I was talking about that. It was actually the same consequence.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I was teaching mathematics. I think it was actually bearing. I can remember. And this boy was speaking out of turn and distracting my class. Class clown, want to be popular. And I was like, you can't. This is unacceptable. I need to teach this thing because I think they had WAEC in a few months. And I was like, you guys, I I want to say the normal catchphrase I would say. I've done this before.
Yeah.
I've written my exams.
Oh my god.
That's your.
It's
Your own
problem.
So I was going off. I was like, "It's your own."
So if you like, don't do. Me,
I've
I've
got
done my own.
And me, I was like, "I'm teaching maths. I've got my degree because I got my degree in maths. I don't need this."
Which I by the
And
way will
then-
not work here. If you're okay, good for you.
Exactly.
But yeah, so obviously it was to send him to the head teacher. So I sent him to principal rather. I sent him to the principal. And then he was out of class for the whole day. And I think, of course, he spoke to him. I think told his mother at the end of the day. And he was in trouble. And you know what will happen at home. Let's not say what's going to happen at home. Same thing that happens here. Okay, if you interrupt me, that's... but here it's, first warning.
Yeah.
Verbal warning.
Yeah.
Second
Second
one.
warning,
yeah.
huge.
This, and then 15 minutes, you're going to meet your 15 minutes. Third time, I'm going to call the pastoral team. We're going to come and remove you from class because you're not just disturbing yourself, but you're disturbing everyone else.
Yeah.
So, you have to explain, and then it gets sent. So, it was the same thing. But obviously, we know. Let's not go into that. But we know that home time after in Nigeria, you know what's going to happen to the child. And home
But
time.
home time, yeah, nothing. A
My-
child actually, told me a swear word. And when I said to the parents, I pick up time like, oh yeah, these children they just speak this.
Or they say, you don't say that.
Yeah, don't say
I'm
that,
Like,
that's it.
that's not like
That's inappropriate. You don't
Yeah.
tell because
See,
your teacher is teaching you and she's helping you.
My own experience is a little bit extreme. So it was during my NYSC, and I think what happened, the kids came late. It was not even anything dramatic. They came late, and Benue State, they are farmers, so they had to do a lot of stuff on the farm first before they would come to school. That was just the norm. So they came late, and then the vice principal gave me a very long cane, long and thick cane. He was like, flog these children. I said, why? He said, they are late. I was like, okay, fine.
Lateness
I'm
is
just a
not-
girl. I'm just a girl, guys.
I'm just
So
a
that's why I
girl.
bring out your hand. I was not like dropping small. The man just said, you're not even tearing their skin. You're just
Oh,
scratching
no,
it.
no, thank you.
He collected the cane, flogged these
Oh my
children.
gosh.
And here, if you come late, they'll ask you, okay, what happened and all of that. And legitimate, it gives you the opportunity to talk about, okay, I woke up late. It's a legit thing. Like, people wake up late all the time.
You're tired.
Or,
Explain
yeah, I'm
more.
tired, or I was just going
Miss
through
the
something and all
boss.
of that and stuff. So every time I think about that situation there and here, and I'm just like, bro, for lateness. But yeah. Anyway, Sha,
That's a lot.
if you have any advice for Nigerian teachers, Nigerian working education, it doesn't even have to be teachers, it can be working admin, but in an education system, because they deal with kids and all of that. What would you say? Like, especially the new ones, people who have just come in and they want to get into education or something. Would you advise them to get into education?
yes,
would.
please.
I would not, but
Yes, please. Get
Yes,
into
please.
education.
okay.
Yes, I think
Okay.
teaching is both daunting and fulfilling
Yeah.
because you're impacting. I'm going to just say the cliche thing. You're impacting the next generation. But yeah, it's daunting and fulfilling. And I think even though we're impacting knowledge, I think they are transforming ours as well. Because tell me another situation where you can teach about 30 kids that have different personalities,
That's
different
true.
ethnicities, especially
Yeah.
because if I was in Nigeria, I most probably just be teaching children that are from Nigeria in that set. But the United Kingdom is home to a lot of children from
Yeah.
different. So tell me a place where you can teach young children that are from different parts of the world. Is it
nationalities and different
Australia? Is it
backgrounds, yeah.
Poland? Is it
I think
from
my classroom is a
California?
world.
So you are saying
It's a
that
continent.
you would advise people to go into education.
Yes,
Yes.
because you're basically teaching the world. And
Yeah.
imagine if you're a good human and you're able to impact at least a bit of your moral values into them, because you have them for what I want to say 6-7 hours a day. You're able to impact that. Imagine how much that is
Yeah.
transforming into the world and multiplying
Yeah.
and being exponential.
Calm
Sorry
down,
to be
mother,
maths,
Yeah.
whatever. Well, I would. It is daunting and fulfilling, and you go to bed and you be tired. And sometimes I still even I say this to my sister. I say just when I'm even sleeping, I can bet you I'm here as if I'm hearing my name.
Oh, I've dreamt about
Miss
this so many
Adio, you
times.
Several times. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I called your names in my sleep.
No more noise like that. Sorry, I
it's-
just
yeah.
dream about that. I say, we have not finished our business.
yeah, it is strenuous, and then sometimes when I get home, I just
Sometimes you
try
cry.
to distress and
Oh yeah,
I'm
I've cried so many
quiet.
times.
Yeah.
I've cried so many
I've cried
times.
so
There was
many
this
times.
period I was, first of all, in the middle of wedding planning, so that was really stressful. And then I was close to my period. What happened was I just missed it was a student's birthday, and I missed the date. So I'd ordered it a week earlier than when it was supposed to be.
oh,
So the kids are like, oh, miss, it's not today, it's not this, and then, when kids genuinely innocently just saying it's not today and you got it wrong, I was just like, oh my God.
Overwhelmed.
I just started crying. And so my line manager was like, okay, I think maybe just take a few minutes. And I said, what happened? Next day my period came. I was like, oh, okay.
No wonder. Oh,
Okay.
yeah,
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, bless you. Oh, no.
All right, what's your final advice to
I think my final advice is, of course, come and be teachers. We want many more teachers.
Absolutely.
And if
Save
you are
yourself.
if you are in that space, protect yourself as much as possible. Join union. Join union.
Very important.
Be open-minded. Don't be stuck in, oh, this is out, like it used to be done in Nigeria. This is how I've known it to be, and then you're just like, oh,
that might actually get you in trouble.
Yeah,
so,
it can get you in trouble. Yeah, so accept feedback.
I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
accept feedback
Yeah.
because it helps you to. You're not perfect, and I say this because I remember when I got here, I didn't realize I have H factor until I got here, and realized that, and doing
sorry, I'm
feedback,
laughing.
and my my land manager just said it, and I was like, initially I didn't I took it personal, but I went back and I thought about it, like, she's not trying to attack me, she's just giving a feedback.
Yeah.
So I know that sometimes we don't take feedback nicely,
Yeah.
but feedback, they don't
That
hate you, they're
feedback
just giving,
helps.
yeah.
Because I came from care into boarding, so I even, apart from NYS, I didn't have any experience in education, and I always said it. I did not know how a British school worked anyway. I didn't know how a British boarding school worked. So when I saw the rota, I was like, okay, they do this at this time, at this time, at this time, at this time, and the day is up till 10 p.m. Oh my God. And then with the peculiarities of this particular boarding school, that also adds to another layer. So I was just like, okay. So that first year, I made not groundbreaking mistakes, but I made mistakes that actually, I feel like, formed me. So I was not like, there's nothing you tell me that I'll make this mistake again and all of that. So I was able to take, sometimes I'll ask questions, I'll be like, I know this is a stupid question, but tell me, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ask
So,
questions, honestly.
yeah.
I see, even, and don't be too forward. Because for me, I'm
listener.
yes,
Listen first.
Yeah,
listen
just
first.
Especially as we're really early on in the career.
Yeah, so you
Another
want to
thing
be
I
able
would
to
say
And
make sure.
immigrants, to be honest.
Yeah,
as
another thing
well.
I'll say is, the kids are not your friends. You're there to look after them. Don't try to be their like, you can be friendly
Oh, I like
with
that.
them,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you're not their friend. You are there to look after them and impart and train them and all of that, because that could affect the way you relate to them and look after them. If you're trying to be their friend, you're trying to be like, oh, look at me, I'm with this and this and this, like you too. First of all, you're way older than them, so don't even try to be on their level.
So you're friendly, the adverb, not
Yeah.
not friend, the noun.
Yeah, exactly. Teacher, see, I'm just house mommy. Oh, that's
Housewarming.
I love it.
all right. Thank you, girls, so much. Happy Teachers' Day to all the teachers.
Stay.
But really
It's not
doing
easy.
well. It's not. It's not.
Please, we want to start receiving our reward
My
here as
good
well,
sis.
not just in Evan.
That's another good thing. End of term, we always get gifts from children. That's one of my favorite parts of working in education. I mean, I love the kids too, but also the gifts.
We love them so much.
Yeah. Thank you,
But yeah.
guys. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Subscribe.
We are on,
Very
yes.
important.
We are on X, formerly Twitter. We're on Instagram. We are on TikTok. We are on
Apple.
Eh?
Apple.
Apple. Yeah, Apple. We're now on Apple Podcasts, by the way. So
Okay,
on Spotify. Apple gave us its country, but we are here. So thank you, guys.
Well, thank you, Ijeme.
Bye.
It's been lovely.
Yes, thank you.
Let's do final cheers before we.
Oh, absolutely.
Cheers. Yes. Cheers.
Oh, I was able to reach.
All right. Bye. Bye. Bye.